The Montana Lifestyles Podcast. We're back with a dear friend of mine. Kenneth Yarus is a king among men when it comes to just the art that you do, the inspiration that you do. But can I also say that you are very welcoming. You've been very kind with your time. And I'll tell you what, folks, I got to spend hours with this guy at previous shows, and he just makes you feel welcome. So it just makes sure you buy some art from him, too, while you're at it, you know. So, Kenneth, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Yeah, it's always the fact that this many people get rallied together around art is such a it's a cheerful thing. Yeah, it's just a lucky opportunity to be here.
I was talking with someone down the way a little bit ago, and he goes, "This is the Christmas for artists."
Yeah, it kind of is.
And boy, it's a fact. Now, you're still doing amazing things. You're still traipsing around the mountains and getting your own shots and doing your plein airs, and you're making some awesome YouTube videos.
Oh, thanks.
And he's reviewing all kinds of different palettes and things like that. I mean, you're doing some great stuff right now. I'm a YouTuber, so I judge him heavily on his YouTube skills, and he's doing fantastic.
I gotta update more. Always got to do more.
But you've been really, really busy now. You're still sharing your studio with Richie and
doing
all that stuff too.
Yep. No, the camaraderie piece, and I think that's one of the cool things about YouTube too, is that you get to interact with people and share, and that's such a learning chance.
Yeah.
On both ends, right? You can educate people, which is what the reviews feel like, and then other times people educate me about things, and it's
They
great.
educate you hard.
Yeah,
really hard. But, I mean, you're doing incredible work, and I'm so glad you're here. I was expecting you to be at a different show in town and stuff like that, and I'm like, well, I'm probably not going to get to see Ken, and here you are, and it's absolutely awesome.
Oh, yeah, right down the road. There's lots of great artists here. There's lots, Great Falls in general is just full of amazing artists right now, so you can't go wrong. The Expo Center's definitely got a lot going on right now.
We are very busy. I mean, as you would assume. Come on, Western Art Week just takes Great Falls and makes it the art mecca. I mean, everyone shows up here.
People come from all over the country.
Yes, and out of the country too, so I've heard. So we'll take it. We'll take it. Are you kidding? So, but now I've been very inspired by the landscapes that you do, man. You do very subtle stuff, and to the extent where, when you look at it, you go, how would you even make a cloud show up with such a small change in value to make it pop the way you do, or make a mountain disappear into those clouds or whatnot? Mm-hmm. You're shamefully good at this. And so
it's training. That's the schooling I went to. I would say to that fanatical level of obsession of what they would call microforms. So when I studied portraiture, it's one thing that, most people can conceptualize. There's an eyebrow and an eye, and it's beneath and underneath the eyebrow. Yeah. There's a form there. But they would go so far as to say that each individual eyelid has its plane going back towards the eyebrow and then curving down and curving underneath towards the eyeball itself. They were obsessed with the most fractional change of form and how it pertained to the value, the light. And so to apply those principles to the landscape it feels a lot easier. It's like, it's a cloud. I don't have to draw all those eyelids anymore, but the principles are still there. Yeah,
but and the detail that you get down to all those things, while still keeping it that painterly approach, is phenomenal.
Oh, thanks, man.
Phenomenal. Now you're here with a whole gallery, right?
That's right. Yeah,
so,
Montana
and
Gallery.
You've been with this gallery for a while, haven't you?
Oh yes, a long time. And he doesn't have a brick and mortar place in Billings anymore.
No.
So for us to come together now is like one of those remote kind of pop-up show.
Sure.
So it's an opportunity for us to kind of get the band back together, but not have to do all the hassle of an actual brick and mortar gallery. That was just too much for him because he wanted to be able to invest in his own art. So Tyler Murphy's here with his own paintings, and they're stunning. And a lot of the other galleries or artists. We got Nate Clausen and Forrest and Koala and Troy who does furniture. So there's a lot going on in our little space we have.
But and Troy's got some incredible furniture too, and another friend of ours, Amanda Markle.
Yes, and Amanda's sculptures. Gosh,
what do you think of that thing? That thing is huge.
She has some amazing things that are in progress, and she has some amazing. She's including light works now that are. There's some super stunning things going on.
Even down to her bottle toppers. For Pete's sake, the girl is killing it.
She is. Yeah, she's an incredible inspiration.
Yeah. So and we get to work around these people. We get to be friends around these people and message each other on online. And I mean, as a newbie, I get to come and bug this guy. It's awesome, and that is the relationship that's across this whole show.
Yep. It makes art accessible,
awesome.
And that's an important thing sometimes with the internet and everything. It's like things are accessible, but when you get to shake hands, it just goes another dimension. It's really nice.
How many galleries are you in now?
I think 4 or 5. Some of them only new shows. Well, Tyler closed, and then I've got one that they need work, so I'm in there, but I don't have any paintings in there. So there's like some tricky finagling I'm in right now that, yeah, there's moving parts, but it's enough to keep me very busy.
I would assume so. I know that I have a friend here, her name is Bailey, and so she's going to be doing a solo show coming up soon, and she had to figure out how to come to the show here, but still keep some of her best pieces put your best pieces to the side for your solo show, which you might not get any people showing up for your solo show. This is the place to bring it.
It's always a juggling match, sure. Yeah, and the galleries are working hard on their own time, but when you can be here and meet people, there's a really sweet, I don't know, like the collectors I have here, I've made through years and years of being here and meeting them and watching them change and grow. They watch me change and grow. So there's a deepness there that is, you want them to support your work. They want to support your work, but the galleries are there day in and day out, always doing the same stuff too. So it's a juggling match for us artists to keep everybody happy.
Yeah. What's the rest of your year look like? What do you got on the docket?
Whew. I have got a busy one. I've got a solo show called Steadfast happening in Coeur d'Alene Gallery, July 14th. So that's going to be super fun. And I've got 4 paint outs. I've got 1 in June, 1 in July, 2 in August.
And that's where other artists join you and paint with you, or what's that? What's been out?
So there's a group called the Montana Painters Alliance.
Yes.
And so they've got one in June that's going to be, I think it's called Sheridan, Wyoming. Or Montana, sorry. So you'd think Wyoming, but it's actually Sheridan, Montana. And then I've got one in Bozeman I'm doing in July. That's just a Bozeman Art Museum, kind of has a thing they're doing. So I'm painting for that. And then I've got a private gallery one in August. And then the Hockaday Museum one is also in August this year. So there is, just those. I was trying to get my backpacking trips planned, and it's sad to look at all my weekends are being. It's not sad because I like paint outs, but
still,
yeah, they're busy, and I'm teaching a workshop in Ohio, in Pequot, Ohio, in October. So
why can't you do one in Great Falls for Pete's sake? Can we get some people in Great Falls who want to get this guy to treat them?
I'll come teach.
I'm waiting for the class. I told him I'd film him doing it. We'd sell it for him or something. But no, of course, everyone has to go and do it in Ohio.
I need to clone myself. That's what I've realized. If I had a teaching clone, that he would take care of that part. Yep, exactly. I could paint. The other part of me could go play video games. It'd be perfect.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
There's not enough hours in the day.
Yeah. So we're here for 4 days, folks, and this is an absolutely incredible place to be inspired. The first time I met Kenneth, it's
probably the Heritage one, right?
It was the Heritage.
Yeah.
And it was a game changer right in the middle of 2020. What a mess that was going on there.
That's right.
Mark was putting that show on, Mark McKenna, and I think he was working with Mimi on that show. And the thing is that you do not realize how much of your future, if you're a creative, how deeply your future could be affected because of a thing like this.
Yeah, you gotta. I think of the Yes Man movie, where if you say yes to stuff, and things like this are hard, they're expensive, they're challenging, but when you say yes to stuff like that, things happen that you might not have ever experienced or could have experienced without saying that. So I try to say yes every year, as overwhelming as it can be. It's always led to some great stuff.
Yes. Absolutely. So please don't miss out. Come and hang out with us. We are right here at the Montana Expo Park. And when you get here, there is so much to see, every variety, every option. If you're here for the Western, there's plenty. If you're here for the crazy, that's technically my booth, I guess. and trust me, you will meet people that will change your life. You will make friendships that will last a lifetime. And you know what? Lord willing, you'll take home a piece that will change your home in a way, or maybe your business in a way that you never expected either.
Absolutely.
So, and we're very happy to assist you in that option. So, Kenneth, thank you for making some time.
Hey, thank you, Tim. It's awesome, man.
I love this, man. This is like full circle junk going on here. So this just makes my day.
I know, it's so cool.
We got Johnson Madison Lumber, who sponsors this awesome podcast. I deeply appreciate them. If you need any lumber, if you're planning on making frames like I've tried to do, if you're building your dream home, if you're trying to make the doghouse that you know you're going to be sleeping in, well, then you may as well go to people who know what they're doing. Johnson Madison Lumber will take very good care of you. We're here, Best of the West show, the Great Western show, Legends West, and just so much more right here in this very building with amazing people. So don't miss out. Kenneth, can you give everyone your social media and Facebook and all that jazz? Let's get everyone
you just Google Kenneth Yarus under anything. It's Yarus, and Kenneth is Kenneth. You'll find me just through my website, through my Instagram and YouTube. Everything's just based off of that.
Yep, and you will see his work, and then you need to come and see it in person because you've barely even touched the cusp of how good it really is. Social media hides
the
so
small
much.
little screens, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Nope,
we need
doesn't
bigger
work.
screens.
Yep. So come and see it. You won't regret it, and we would be happy to see you. All right, we'll be back with more right here on the Montana Lifestyles Podcast.